Good morning. This is Christina, the Happy Heretic, and it is, what is today? July 12th. Um, we started, we had so much rain. It just rained and it rained and it rained. So we couldn't really do anything for quite some time. We seem to have gotten a break. So we were out here yesterday and Paul mowed and weeded it, and I just wanted to get, of course we haven't cleaned up yet. I still have clippings and stuff, but there have been some changes. So this crazy gourd thing has just gone insane, and maybe somebody knows what it is. It's got really soft velvety leaves, and let's see if I can show you. It started over here, sort of a volunteer, and it just has gone absolutely crazy. I think it's a gourd of some kind. It's not a squash. And it was all the way out in the yard, but Paul pushed it over here out of the way. Anyway, I can't remember what it could be. I had birdhouse, I had loofah, I had any number of things, but ended up not doing the arch this year, so I don't know. But what was in here still is, I've still got the red vein sorrel down there, although I think it needs more sun. And the catnip, the mint, is still back there. I took the elephant ears out and I potted them up because they were getting overtaken. There's still nasturtium down here, but I don't know if it's getting too much or too little sun, but it's not blooming right now. And there's some coleus tucked in there somewhere. And then my watermelon. It's either Jubilee or Congo, I'm not sure which. But look, and it's putting out more in other places. I'm gonna trip over that. So I can't remember what, but this is a full-size watermelon. This I do know. I don't think there are any bigger ones. Okay, and over here still the peppers, and they're doing much better. My banana peppers. Let's see. My banana peppers are producing. There's quite a few on there. And this is, I want to say it's a bell. I've already picked one off of it, and it's not producing very well, and I don't know about it either. I don't know if it's too much or too little sun, but that's okay. Here is, in this bed, is where there was so much in here. There was so much. There was a great big huge tomato plant that was producing but had not, sort of like this one over here. And you'll see what I mean. We have tomatoes, tiny tomatoes, more tomatoes, lots more tomatoes, and down there is my pumpkin, which I'm about to, look at the color on that, it's gorgeous. Anyway, in this empty bed, mostly empty bed, was my extremely productive cucumbers, my not at all productive, I think it was a butternut squash. I think I got one off of it, and a tomato that had gone nuts and wasn't doing anything, so it had to go. I needed this bed. And what I'm going to do is, I put a little bit more compost in here, and the chickens got in here yesterday because this, what, that I think was a, covered up my coleus. Chickens. Good Lord, what is that? Zucchini. It's zucchini. Wow. And you guys just listened for 2 minutes while I had no idea what I was talking about. But anyway, this is a great place for cucumbers, and I know that because the cucumber competed with everything in here, and there was a ton, and just went absolutely nuts and has given me pounds and pounds and pounds of cucumber. But it had given me pounds and pounds and pounds of cucumber. So I wanted to clear the bed out and start over. I have starts ready to put in, and I'm going to put in an Armenian. I've never tried them before, and I've got them, so I'm going to give that a shot. And over there is all the tomatoes that are doing absolutely nothing. And I want to make sure that that pumpkin is ripe. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull it and get that vine out of there. Maybe these tomatoes will take off. I want to say they're not the purple Russian, probably Marion or something. I think there's two types. Oh no, large cherry and probably Marion. So anyway, so tomatoes over there, and I'll pull that pumpkin. Some zucchini, which probably is not going to do anything. It's over 90 degrees now, so I'm probably just have to replant it. But cucumbers, and then banana peppers, bell peppers, watermelon, crazy gourd, but I don't know what it is. And I also pulled the salad bed. It was bolting. Oh, that is Morning Glory. Now, what I don't understand is it's very healthy and happy, and I don't have flowers yet. Don't know what that's all about. This bed I had propagated that whole flat with, oh Lord, arugula, bloomsdale spinach, space hybrid spinach, and a couple of other things. I think it was 2 types of lettuce, 2 types of spinach, arugula, and probably something else. And I came out here last week and I pulled everything up and cleared everything out and planted several rows of these starts. There should have been 7 or 8 rows. The chickens got in here unbeknownst to me, and I now have 2 or 3 starts. And I have more in here that I can transplant and they'll be fine as long as I don't let the chickens out again. But every one of the arugula is gone. Poor Paul. I don't really care for it. I don't care one way or another, but Paul really, really, really likes arugula. This is the herb bed, still doing well. The basil's got some weird stuff going on. Like something got on it. I don't know. Is this a fungus? I'm going to cut that back because it's really affecting. Like I said, there's been a ton of rain. Maybe it's a fungus of some kind. But you can see, you can see the black spots, and it's on both of these plants and this one. So if you've seen that, put something in the comments because I don't know what it is. But that's the lettuce leaf basil. That's just lettuce, probably Bib. Yep, the Bib lettuce. The mustard's growing beautifully though. It's starting to get its color, get some size. I don't think it's going to get full size over here in the shade, but that's okay. The thyme died all the way back. I don't know why, because the Italian flat leaf parsley going like crazy. And there's rosemary down there somewhere. So we come out here and we use the basil a lot. So that's what's going on in the salad beds. Really, it's just kind of turning things over because it's so hot. Okay, this is the rest of the Bib lettuce. And it's in, as you can see, I mean, it's really just over here in the woods. But it gives, that little bit of lettuce gives us plenty because we eat so many other greens with it. But I am going to clean around it. The Jericho lettuce and space hybrid spinach did not make it here. And this poor squash plant is just not, it's too hot. There's slugs eating the squash. That goes to the chickens today. I'm just going to pull it up. This is my hay bales that I haven't used. And I planted morning glories over here, and they also are going nuts and not blooming. But what's funny is here's how you know it's been raining. Tons of mushrooms. I should paint that. That's cute. For a mushroom. Oh, I like that one. Look at that one. It's got little curlies. Okay, nobody's going to care about that but me. Chickens got hold of some and spread it around. Speaking of chickens, 2 days ago, babies got put out here in my Mother's Day present from Rachel, which was this cute little chicken house. Hi, baby chickens. What are you guys doing? Let's see if I can get a shot of them. Hi, chickens. There's my other girls. Hi, girls. I don't have anything for you right now. And I've got the babies out here right next to the big girls so they get used to each other. I'm hoping that's going to make a difference. Hi, pretty. What you doing? Hi, Gertrude. That one looks just like Gail, and her name is Gertrude, and the others look exactly alike to me. Hi, girls. Here you go. There you go. They're doing really well. I checked on them a million times. I came out the first night once or twice and checked on them. And I came out yesterday. Well, I was out working in the yard, but I came out several times even when I wasn't, just to make sure they were okay. Because it was very, very hot. It was 92 degrees yesterday. And it doesn't get any colder than 79, so they're fine out here on that end. But 92 degrees is very, very hot. And they had been in the house, but they had been in a tote with a heat lamp, and not a cover, like a little bit of cardboard, not like a plastic cover on them. They weren't sealed in, but it was. I kept them, even though I didn't need to. I kept them really super warm because I didn't want them to go from a very cool house of 70 degrees to 92. So, and they have fared very, very well. It's double shade, because they are under all these trees plus the roof of their house. So they're doing fine. The girls look at you guys with a watermelon yesterday. I picked a sugar baby watermelon to see if it was ripe and then promptly dropped it. So I'm kind of glad it wasn't ripe. I would have been very upset. And then they got it. I tasted it. It was super sweet. When those things are done, they're going to be fantastic. Okay, so more things to be turned over. The sunflowers have just taken a beating. Couple of things to note for myself for next year. One of them is put them in the ground. They're not anchored well enough in a bed, and we get wind and tons of rain, and it knocks them over. And then what that doesn't kill, the goldfinches come and eat the flowers. They just pick off the petals and eat the insides. And let's see what this big one's doing. This one was really pretty before they got to it. But they're vicious. Well, hi, pretty girl. What are you doing? They haven't done too much to you. Of course, you're the one leaning over. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull these probably today. And just give them to the chickens. Let the chickens peck at them. Turn them into compost for me. And this bed is a volunteer, probably. No idea what it is. Well, stretching from the flower, it's a squash of some kind. And we have a little pollinator. Hi, bee. And off you go. Okay, there was a bee. So this is probably a squash of some kind. The Coleus is doing well here. Yay. Tomato, not faring well here, so it's got to come out. I'm just going to be vicious and rip it out. This little bush bean, it's a contender bush bean, I believe. And as small as it is, it's been producing beans for Deo. All he can handle. But it's time for them to come out too, because I have more. So this bed and the middle bed, I'm going to clear out. And over here, hello, big boy. That is a red Marconi, and they get huge. And it's producing finally. I was a little bit concerned about it, but it's doing really well. And these little bitty things, they're not getting these bushes are not very big, but let me see if I can show you how many I have. it's producing like crazy. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That one little bush, let me show you just perspective. There's a dozen cayenne peppers on that. I don't know what I'm gonna do with all these cayenne peppers. But I've got jalapenos, cayennes, red marconis, bells. Not nearly as many banana peppers and bells as I wanted. And random flowers, and there's garlic in the back. This tomato bed completely fell over in the rain. And I came over here because it's finally ripening. It took forever. Never in my life seen tomatoes take this long. But I saw down there that there was a tomato that had been pecked at, and as I went to reach for it, right in here, right down there, Georgie had, when they were out yesterday, crawled in there, settled in, and laid an egg. So, okay. But anyway, these are Juliet's, and they're ripening up, and they're gorgeous. And these are probably Marians, and there's a ton of them. I've got to get them picked back up because they're kind of caving in on themselves. They were trellised up. Last storm knocked them down. And under there, there's nasturtium under there somewhere that I'll be able to see again when actually, I'm gonna let Paul do that. Okay. This is insane. This is a pumpkin patch. Look at the number of blooms. There was a squash or something in here too, but I think it long since got run over. I don't even know how many pumpkins there are. There's one under there and one over here. One down there. One that hasn't turned back there. And another one forming, I can see it from here. And then it just put down another one there. I mean, they're really everywhere. I don't even know how many there are, but there's a lot. They're hard to see until they turn orange, but I don't eat pumpkin. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this many pumpkins. So I'm gonna let a few more ripen and probably chop them up and freeze them because it's great for the chickens and for Deo. And I mean, it's pumpkin, it's great for everybody. Next year, these do not get this prime real estate. It gets sun all day long. I mean, it's pretty, don't get me wrong. And I apparently prepped the bed pretty well because it's thriving. And over here, my sugar baby watermelons, they're competing for space and kind of coming out of their bed. But that's a sugar baby. It's sort of a personal sized watermelon. And there's another one. At least one more over there that you cannot see. No matter where I'm not stepping in that patch. I'm not killing them. Plus the one I dropped. But once I pull those sunflowers out, I still have these 3 that are in the ground, 3 mammoths. And a mammoth grew here last year and it was gorgeous. It did really, really well. So I think they're gonna be great. Squirrels got to it, ran up it like it was a tree. Over here in this seemingly empty bed, you gotta let that kale gets props from me. I mean, kudos, because I don't pay any attention unless I'm picking a leaf off the poor thing. But when the lettuce and the spinach died off, and they bolted, so I pulled them up. I left it because it was doing fine. There's another sunflower right there. And then most of the green you see, I planted a ton of wildflowers because as the season goes on, I want to make sure that pollinators come out. The only thing I think I really missed, other than my pretty greenhouse trellis up there, is over here my sweet potato vines are doing well. And I did not know it, but I'm thrilled to find out. Their leaves are edible, and I tried them in a salad. They're really good. They're not too strong. They're not overpowering, but they make a great green. And right next to them, oh, and of course, 95 degree weather, 190,000% humidity. They love it. And so does this. I planted this from seed. It's Malabar spinach, and it's finally coming up really, I shouldn't say finally, it's done pretty well. But I I direct sowed seeds a couple of weeks ago, and it's actually got some pretty good sized leaves on it. But it will vine up, and it's not a true spinach, but substitutes as a spinach. So all of this really, I mean, I'll be glad when I have sweet potatoes, but all of that makes salad. This monstrosity, I don't even make it a no, I didn't think it would come on. This monstrosity going from there up all the way over here and all the way over there. I understand that there is no excuse for letting a tomato act this way because I don't even know what to tell you, but it's a super sweet 100, and right now it looks like it's not bearing, but it's because we just had days and days of heavy rainfall, and all the ripe stuff that I didn't pick ruptured, it just split, so we removed them. But it's already it's got tons of, it kind of bears in little grape-like clusters. And it's trekking along. Oops. So I can't really complain about that. And of course, every time I take a picture or a video, I have to show this because gorgeous. My Coleus bed. It's interesting because the bed gets different amounts of sun. It doesn't look like it would, but because of the tree above, it does. So that plays a real role in what color the leaves are on Coleus. So you could get everything from a little bit washed out to pretty much the same plant over here is darker. And then those gorgeous things, but over here, actually, I think that one's supposed to be the same way, but look at this. I mean, that's just stunning. And these are not even my expensive varieties. I love that one. Wish I had more of those. Okay, so that's the salad beds, the tomatoes, crazy things I don't know what they are, Coleus. Speaking of things I don't know what they are, what the heck is this? It's my nasturtium. I could see that jewel color all the way across the yard. Aren't you pretty? That's a stunning color. And the mint is bolting. I'm gonna let it do it. Pollinators love it. Okay, so pumpkins and watermelon and peppers and tomatoes. And I'm hoping that's a loofah because I see now it's starting to bear fruit, and it's massively huge. I'm really hoping that's a loofah. It may actually get a trellis if it turns out to be, and it can do what it wants to. I'm trying to get loofah for 3 years. Okay, so the sunflowers come out. Oh, I should explain why there's a piece of wet cardboard in my yard, because that doesn't look very pretty. It's been here for a couple of weeks, well, several weeks, and I can now plant in it because it's killed off all the weeds. So I'm gonna actually put a whole new stand of sunflowers right there, pull that up and put sunflowers there. I think as long as I protect them from the chickens until, the goldfish finches are gonna get them anyway, but as long as I can protect them from the chickens until they're, a foot or two high, they should be fine. The chickens didn't knock down anything else. They just dig in the beds. So that's not good for seedlings. So that's pretty much it. Today is going to be Snoopy. Cut that out. So today is going to be cleanup day. All the mess from the rain and dumping wet pots and all that over there. My coconut coir and all of that. It all got flooded, so I had to just dump it. Now I have to clean the patio again. Oh, I said I had cucumbers. These are the cucumbers, and I can transplant them now. And in there was supposed to be peppers, but Looks a lot like we have weeds. Look at these beautiful, beautiful lilies. Oh, again, that would be a great picture. Morning glories. Speaking of morning glories, why don't you open? These are Mexican zinnias and something, I think they may all be Mexican zinnias. Yep. Well, I have two different types of zinnias and I need to get them out because they are not growing well in here. It's just coconut coir and there's no fertilizer. This is also morning glory. I think it's Scarlet O'Hara. And my purslane is finally growing. I need to transplant it somewhere. I like purslane, it's so good for you. My Mandevilla is just ridiculously stunning. And it has grown all the way up to over. Shoot. When is this thing about to bloom? Oh, the peas are up here. That's pea. Because in this, other than my wandering Jew, in this is, sorry, shh, wind chimes. Clematis. There's clematis in there. A little bit more coleus with the morning glory. Crazy. Okay, the only other thing of note, and I think I've said that 17 times, I keep forgetting, is my 15 bean soup, straight, dried beans straight out of a bag that you buy at the store to make 15 bean soup with. I did an experiment to see what would happen. I put a handful in grow bags, and it is just producing like crazy and growing like crazy. Let's see. I don't know what kind anything is, but they were in soup, and it's blooming. The peas are blooming all the way up, so I'm about to get even more. About to get more, yay! Oh, down there. Good grief! I keep thinking I've shown everything, and oh, I harvested the carrots yesterday, and I put a picture up, but it was the purple kind and regular ones. They're sort of like fingerling carrots. Well, one of them is, but they were way too crowded, so I'm going to clean that out. And I don't know what I'm going to do with all that dirt, but I'm going to definitely plant carrots again because they grew. They're so simple. Oh my gosh, it's so simple. You just need room for them. What do we have over here? Banana peppers. More banana peppers. And my purple basil. And looks like is that jalapeno? That's a big jalapeno, if it is. There's supposed to be bells in here, but I don't see bells. I see tons of jalapenos, which is fine because I love them, especially with my hamburgers and stuff. And very, very productive plants. Took forever. Same thing happened last year. But then you just couldn't do anything with them. I mean, they just produced and produced and produced. So, peppers of various kinds. Basil. More tomatoes. New beds. Okay, I think that's about it for real. But I have a lot of work to do. Kind of pulling things out and putting new things in. Okay. So again, it's Christina the Happy Heretic. Look at my giant elephant ear. That thing is ridiculous. And yes, it is every bit as big as it looks, by the way. You might be thinking, is that as big as it looks? Yeah. Let me show it. You see the chair next to it? That's a full-size chair. So just that leaf is, yeah, that's my hand. Yeah, it's ridiculous. So like it if you like it, and subscribe if you want to see what crazy thing I'm up to on any given day.